Foodies, welcome back to Kaye's Kitchen. Happy Sunday. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all Sunday today. It's been a very busy day for me running around with these boys, but nevertheless I'm home and I have to cook for them. So you know how I start out with my glass of wine. Some Chardonnay, but it's going to be the Yellowtail Chardonnay that I'll be drinking today as I cook. So let me go ahead and take my sip and begin. So today I'll be making curry shrimp, right? Since it's been like a hectic day for me, I've been running around doing a lot of stuff today. I don't have a lot of time to get dinner on the table, but I know I want them to have a healthy meal, right? So what I'll be making today is curry shrimp. All right, curry shrimp, yay! It's a favorite of this house and it's also a quick meal to cook, right? So first thing I'm gonna show you guys is my curry powders that I like to use, right? I don't use just one curry powder, I use two. And then in my bottle, I have my curry blend. So the curry powders that I use is your Blue Mountain curry powder and also Beta Pak curry. Now this Beta Pak, a lot of people is not going to be able to find this because you can't find this in just any regular store. I actually go to Miami and I buy several packages of this because they only have this in Jamaica or Miami. I don't know about New York, but everywhere else I've been, Texas, Kentucky, Jacksonville, I haven't seen it. I only seen it in Miami and Jamaica. And so what I do is the same way how you seen I do my Kanisha seasoning. You know, I don't measure it. I put like some of this in there and I put some of the Beta Pak in there like that. But when I say it makes a difference for your curry, I've made curry with just this alone before and it's okay, it's good because this is what I grew up on, right? But when I got this and I put this together, it's such a rich curry flavor, right? And so like I said, I'll be making some curry shrimps. I've already peeled and deveined my shrimp. I've already cut up all my seasonings, as you all can see. Right? And so I'm gonna get ready to start with my curry shrimp. So I'm gonna get ready to cook my shrimp, but first I'm gonna go ahead and put on my apron so I can stay nice and clean, because this curry right here, whatever it gets on, it's gonna stain. All right, so that's another thing. Be careful when you're cooking with curry. All right, so when I cook curry shrimp, I like to get it in a pot that's, you know, a little deep, whatever. But I like this non-stick pot right here to cook my shrimp in. So I'm gonna go ahead, wrong stove. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my stove on like a medium high. I'm gonna go ahead and get that going, right? So while that's going, right, I'm gonna make some white rice with my curry shrimp. So while we wait on that pot to get hot, this is my handy dandy rice cooker, all right? Because as much food as I know how to cook, man, I have not mastered rice, and it's okay because I have utensils and things in place like this that helps me with that shortcoming, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and make about 4. I call it 4, but I think it's like 4 cups of rice, right? And at this time, it's only like the children and my husband that eats rice in the house. Right now I'm trying to do just meat and veggies, so I'm gonna also make some broccoli to go with this. So that's 3 that I put in there, right? And this type of rice that I'm using is jasmine rice, and I love the flavor of jasmine rice. Man, the house has like another fragrance once you cooking jasmine rice. So what I do is then I'll come over to the sink and I wash my rice, right? I'm gonna do this like 3 times to make sure I get a lot of that starch out of the rice. All right, so I just washed my rice. And so with this rice cooker, the amount of rice that you put in, the scoops of rice, then you have some numbers on the side of it that you fill the water to. So I like to put it down on a hard surface, and I see my 4 is right there, so I still got some more water I need to put in here to get it to the 4. All right, now it's there, right? So then I'm gonna bring it back to the rice cooker, all right? And to that, I'm gonna add some sea salt. Right? And some butter. And I'll get this on. Come on, butter. Stir this pot around. Get this butter going. Get this rice going, I should say. Because like I say, the shrimp takes no time. I'm tasting my water. Make sure I have enough salt in there. I need a little bit more salt. Okay. All right, that should be good right there. All right, I'm gonna close it. Turn that baby on. Hit my white rice. And see, and that's why I love that rice cooker. That's why I like that rice cooker. Because it's like a set it and forget it type thing, right? So my pot over here is talking to me. She's saying she's hot, right? Ah. And gonna go ahead and add my coconut oil to it. Now see, I'm gonna add a good amount of coconut oil to this. And the reason is, all right, I'm gonna fry up my seasoning in here, right? But not only that, I'm gonna burn my curry out. Okay, when I say burn it out, I don't mean like I'm literally gonna burn the curry. But what you gotta do is you gotta make sure you cook that curry for a little while in this oil. And the reason is curry can be very bitter. It can be bitter if you don't cook curry long enough. And shrimp is one of those things that it cook pretty fast, right? I'm gonna add some more in there because I need enough oil in there. Shrimp cooks really fast, right? So with that being said, I will add some water to it also, but you need enough liquid in that curry to go ahead and cook it long enough, because once I add the shrimp in there, literally shrimp only take about 8 minutes. I have the extra large shrimp. It's gonna take nothing but about 8 minutes to get that shrimp all the way cooked. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoning, right? I got my onions that's going in, right? And I have a order of things I like to do. I mean, you could put your seasoning in the pot however you like. That's green bell pepper, and I got some orange bell peppers right there. And I choose this order because I don't like to put my garlic, well, that's garlic and this green onion scallion. I don't like to have those things at the bottom of the pot. I feel like they'll burn quickly, so that's the reason why I take my time and put those in there, right? And so I don't have the heat up real high. I don't want it real high. So I keep it like at a medium, somewhere around there, because the garlic, I did cut the garlic up, and garlic will burn and make your food taste bitter. So all this is like preventative ways to not have my food tasting bitter. Oh, it smells so good in here. Have you ever fried up seasoning and you get that whiff of smell? Have you ever fried up onion, bell pepper, scallion, scotch bonnet, thyme, and garlic? Oh, that smell. I think I'm gonna bottle that smell up one day. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and let that just work. Let it work itself, do itself. And in the meanwhile, while that's going ahead and blending and making itself merry and tasting real good for us, let me tell y'all a little bit about this garlic thing right here, right? This is garlic butter. So I was in Sam's today. Right? And you know how you walk around Sam's and they let you taste stuff or whatever. And I'm not into bread and starches and stuff right now, right? But, you know, she had the little grilled cheese going, whatever. But she was like, this butter is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Taste this butter on the garlic bread or whatever, right? On the grilled cheese bread. Baby, when I taste that little piece of bread she gave me, I was like, my gosh, where have this butter been all my life? So this is gonna be my first time ever using it in my curry shrimp, but that's okay because I'm that type of foodie that I love to try new things. I love to make recipes my own. So although I didn't grow up with my mom or my siblings using the garlic butter, I'm gonna do it. And I guarantee it's gonna be amazing. All right? I guarantee it's gonna be amazing because when I tasted this butter, I was like, shrimp, lobster. And the lady was like, yeah, you could put it in the seafood blend. You could do some crab legs with it. You could do some mussels. And I'm like, you know what? That gave me some ideas because I have this lemon and garlic butter mussel that I make. Stay tuned. One of these days, y'all gonna get that on this channel. So yeah, I'm letting this go ahead and cook for me. And I love this little pot right here. I actually bought this pot out of IKEA, and I'm like a pot person. I have pots for everything, right? I feel like not one pot can do everything for you. So like when I make a gumbo, I have a certain pot that I'll make gumbo and stews and soups out of, right? When I'm making my brown stew chicken or my stewed chicken or my curry chicken, I have a different pot for that. Different pots, different things, right? But when I'm sauteing stuff like this, like some vegetables, I made some cabbage in this pot right here. Whew. Look, I can't even put down the dang on garlic butter. It ain't time for the garlic butter yet. Trust me, I'm gonna tell you when. All right. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. And I'm taking my time with this and I'm letting it go ahead and all the flavors marrying together. This plays a big part, trust me, in your food. Just be patient with it. Be patient with it, all right? And trust me, your food is gonna taste good. It's gonna taste good. Just be patient with this process right here. You don't want your seasoning burning and stuff like that. In due time, I'm gonna add the curry powder, all right? All right, so here's my curry blend. I go ahead and mix him around a little bit more. And that little beep, 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 beep. My big boy is back. He had basketball practice today. Dad had to take him out for his basketball practice today, and he's just coming back. I'm like, beep, beep, beep. You can come on and tell the people hello. They might want to see you. Come on with your big, tall self. He up here acting shy, and he ain't nothing shy about him. It's all good. He all right. All right, so it's all sauteed up. Ooh, all right. And I want it transparent like that. You see, it's really not a lot of color going on to it, and that's okay. That's what I want, because it is going to be cooking in here for about another good 10 to 15 minutes, because I'm going to add the curry to it, right? So here I go, and I'm so sorry that I don't measure, guys, but if I must say, I have 3 pounds of shrimp, right? Give it about 3 tablespoons of curry, right? And that's about a good amount right there, right? And I'm gonna stir him around and see if I need some more in there. Yes, it's gonna be a little thick like that. It's okay. It is perfectly fine, because I told you I'm gonna add a little water to this, right? Some people like to cook with a lot of oil. Like back in the day, Mom at this point, she would have had enough oil in there. Oops, she would have had enough oil in there to fry up her curry powder more. But you know, you're trying to be on a little healthy tip. My boys are in sports, and I don't want to feed them a whole bunch of oil and stuff like that, right? Plus I'm going to be adding butter to this, so I feel it's not necessary. Why not just add a little water, right? I add a little water to it to go ahead and cook this out, right? And I want that a little bit more loose. I want it a little bit more loose because, like I say, this curry has to cook. It has to cook. And let him cook. This big old thyme stem, I should have had cut him up some because he's splatting as I stir. But yeah. And just, you have to watch your pot. This is not a meal that you're going to add the stuff and walk away. That's why you see I'm adding to what I see, right? So if it looks like it need to be a little loose, but guys, don't add too much water. And you'll see what I mean why I say that, right? Because you want this to be a little pasty like this, because once you add the shrimp to me is like chicken. It springs its own water, as my mom would say. It springs its own water. So all this right here, you're gonna have like double. That's gonna make double the gravy size that you see. So that what you see right there, just be patient with it. Let it sit there and cook for about a good 5-6 minutes. And once you add your shrimp to that, you'll see that it's gonna spring some more water, right? And then I add my butter closer to the end of it, and it's gonna add such a richness to it and flavor. And I'm hoping that this garlic butter adds like a little extra pizzazz. I mean, my curry shrimps are already on point, right? But I want that to kick it up a notch for me. I ain't stealing your word, Emerald. I'm not stealing your word. I am a big fan, Emerald, though. Over here, you know, I got my handy dandy complete blend that I make. Then, and see, cooking doesn't have to be hard. You know what I'm saying? I understand a lot of people not feeling cooking and really can care less about cooking and whatnot. And I don't know if it's because you feel like you need to be professionally trained. I've not been professionally trained cooking. This is just a gift that God blessed me with, a talent. I've been cooking since I was 10 years old. And I just fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with cooking. So I haven't been professionally trained. I watch something, or if I go to a restaurant and I like a meal, I literally sit and I'll pick that meal apart. Without it being on the menu, telling me exactly what's in there, I can literally sit and be like, okay, I taste the rosemary. I taste this. I taste that. Some type of sweet cream is in here or something like that. I don't know. But and then I'll go and research this meal and see if, okay, was I correct with that? Did I miss that? Whatever. And then I come home and I make it. So with this particular recipe right here, of course, Mom used to make it, whatever, my older siblings used to make it. But then I decided I wanted to try it out myself. And then, you know, some of the things, like I say, with the oil, I didn't want all that oil in there to cook out my curry. So I started using water. And as you can see, this is very pasty. It's very, very pasty, but it's okay. It's okay. Because then I just add a little bit more water to it to thin it out. And this is why you cook it at a nice medium high. Because if I had this on high right now, all this would be burning. And hence why I said I didn't want to cook the vegetables too long. Because then at this point, you wouldn't even be seeing all your vegetables in there, right? And I'm going to let this go for about another good 3 minutes or so, right? That big old thyme is like really like aggravating me. I feel like I want to take him out and cut him. Because he pissing me off. Look at him. He just big for no daggone reason. I should have cut him up. Because every time I'm stirring my pot, stir my pot. All right, foodies. As you can see, that curry is not as light bright as it was before, right? So to me, it's talking to me. It's saying, Kaye, I'm done. Go ahead and do what it do, boo. So what I'm going to do at this phase like this, right? Like I said, I don't want it too wet, but that's kind of still a little thick for me. So I'm going to loosen him up some. And be a little careful because this curry, the shrimp, is gonna spring its own water, and I don't like no loose gravy for the curry. I like my gravy to be on the thick side. All right, so to this, I have 3 pounds of shrimp, and I've washed them, I've deveined them and stuff. What I do now is I just come through and I go ahead and mix this around. And see, I know it was looking like it was powder, like pasty before, right? But as you can see, with that little tip of water I put in there, and then now the shrimps is in there, it's a little bit more loose. Don't worry, I understand you may not see any gravy yet. It's okay. It's okay. So at this point, before I cover it up to get it cooking, at this point is where I go ahead and I add a good amount of my Kaye seasoning, right? I go ahead and add some Old Bay, and that's gonna be delish, right? I like a little extra black pepper. I know I got black pepper in the Kaye seasoning. And I'm gonna wait, because this Cajun seasoning has a little bit of salt in there. And since I already have it in my Kaye seasoning, I'm gonna wait to see if I need to add that. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this for about 3 minutes, right, without touching it. You see I put the seasoning on there and I didn't even stir it. I'm just gonna leave it like that for just right now for about 3 minutes, right? And then you'll see after 3 minutes how that look. All right. We're gonna check this shrimp out. Look at that thing bubble. Look at it go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and stir, get that seasoning incorporated. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. This is just something that I do, to just let the seasoning sit on the shrimps for a couple of minutes before I actually stir it in. But it's just what I do, right? And so at this point, it's still kind of looking a little bit thick. So add some more water. That's it. That's all, baby. You just add a little bit more water. Help him out. Help them shrimps go ahead and loosen up they little water fragrance. And it's not cooked yet. This shrimp is not cooked yet. It needs like another good 5 minutes on it. I'm just going in here after 3 minutes and stirring it, right? I just went in there after 3 minutes, so it's not cooked yet. I still need like another 5, right? And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and taste my gravy. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah, huh? Right? That tastes good. That right there tastes good. And I like my gravy thick. I actually like it thick. Now, let's say you wanted your gravy thinner, right? It's a possibility you may like your gravy thinner. That's okay. So you see where instead of I added a lot of water, you could add more water to yours and season your shrimps accordingly. All right, so you must taste your gravy, taste your shrimp to make sure it's flavored. But for me, my family like it thick like this. And so I'm gonna cover him back up. I don't have to add anything else to it. Do it need some more spice? It could take some more pepper, but I do have the little ones eating this too, so I'm kind of like cautious of them. So that's okay, because Hubby Bub, he likes it spicy, so he's gonna add this to his food regardless. I don't care how much pepper I put in it. He gonna still add his hot pepper sauce to it. So I don't have to kill it with pepper right now. And you see, and I put a good amount of Scotch bonnet in there, but he still likes it really spicy. So I'm gonna sit here and wait for about another 5 minutes and watch my beauty be created. All right, see what I'm saying? You see how that shrimp released its water now? That's what I'm saying. It's gonna release its own water. It's gonna release its own water, and you're gonna have a lot of gravy. All right, So this has been cooking for about good 8 minutes, right? Now it's at this state where I normally come in and add my butter. So that's what I'm gonna get ready to do. I'm gonna add this butter right here. A couple dollops of butter. Right? And at this point, the shrimp is pretty much cooked. It's cooked. So at this point, all I'm doing, that butter is just gonna make the shrimp rich. Did I say? I don't know what order I just said that in, but the butter is going to make the shrimp rich. Hopefully that's what I said at first. I don't remember. But anyways, you see that gravy? Oh my goodness, do you see that gravy? Do you see that gravy? Can you imagine this thick niceness on a bed of rice? Can you imagine that? Look at that. Look at that. Rain down on it. Stop playing with my food. So at this point, I will cut off my stove, right? Because it's going to continue to cook regardless, right? Because it's hot shrimp. It's going to continue to cook. So at this point, I turn off the stove, and this is the reason why I like using the extra large shrimp. Because if you use the medium shrimp, and sometimes even the large shrimp, they shrink a lot. The extra large shrimp, the colossal shrimp, they pretty much keep their sizes. So I would, at this point, leave it on the stove, right? Uncovered. Because if I cover this, it's going to spring even more water. All right? So that's what I'm saying. You don't even have to add extra water. Just add the little bit of water that you saw that I added. Just that. Because now look at, you have a gravy, a pot full of gravy, right? Imagine if I would have added more water to that. Then it would have been too much gravy. It would have been real thin and stuff like that. So you wanted this consistency. This consistency right here. Look at that. That consistency. Look at that. Look at that. Right? So now I have enough that when we put it over the white rice, splendid. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and taste some more of this gravy to make sure. Oh. Ooh. That pepper is coming through. So thank God I did not go back and add any more pepper to it. That pepper is coming through in there. That pepper is singing in there. All right. So foodies, I'm going to be back. Once I finish the rice, once I go ahead and get that broccoli cooked, I'll be back and show you my finished product. Welcome back, foodies. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. This is the finished product. We have the curry shrimp with the white rice and broccoli. And over here on my plate, I have the curry shrimp with the broccoli. And so with the broccoli, all I did was I put some of that garlic butter that I showed y'all. Some salt and black pepper. That was it. That's all I added to the broccoli. And like I say, today's been a very busy day for us. And so when you need just a quick meal on the table, like a 15-minute meal, curry shrimp is. I cooked the rice in my rice cooker like I showed y'all. And this is my son Daniel. He getting ready to eat. Tell the people hello.
Hello.
And so curry shrimp, white rice, and broccoli. So y'all have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because I will have many more meals for you guys to see. Have a blessed night. Let's eat, Mr. Daniel.